Hello, everybody. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Sunday. Just finishing setting up here. But I think the goal today is going to be to probably get about an hour and a half of build time in. And then we're going to see if we can raid Danny today. She's, I think probably most of you guys know, she's Danielle Allard is she's probably the main reason that I started streaming. She's a huge inspiration, so supportive. She ran a stream fest, which ran all day yesterday. She was up streaming at 9 a.m. Eastern time, and I think it ended at the stream fest ran for 12 hours, right? So, and she was up the entire time, supporting, hyping, loving, causing chaos in the most loving, wholesome way possible. And so, definitely want to give her a huge thank you for that. So let's get started. Let me explain where we are and why we're here. We were at this step in the build, and we needed the part that's shown on screen. So the part that's shown is 5 studs long by 2 wide by 2 1/3 tall, which means that it's 2 bricks and 1 plate tall. So the piece that I got with my MOC was this part. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? I'm going to use this as a cam, so you can kind of see this part here. Okay, and this is not nearly tall enough. This is probably 1 1/3 tall. The part is internal, so I decided to take some random bricks and create my own part. And so here we are. We're going to need 2 of these. So I replaced it. You can see there's definitely a big difference in part height, right? So here we are. We're going to continue now. That kind of threw me off last stream, and we had to end abruptly, which I felt terrible about. But there wasn't really much we could do about it at the time. Let's adjust that camera. Good. So let's continue here. Let's see how much we can get done. I would love it if we can get done with the first wing, which is the one on top. That'd be amazing. I don't know if we're going to be able to do that, but we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it our best try. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of seat them in there where they're supposed to go, then give them a good squeeze. Okay, and what I'm going to do maybe to see if I can squeeze the bottom part in, I'm going to slide the canopy forward and squeeze in here. Yeah, that helped. That helps them get nice and seated. Okay, again, internal parts, so the color's not going to matter really much at all. So here we are. All right, and now we're going to take some of these gray parts. Check that in the bin for now. I'm going to take some of these gray parts that we need. I'm going to find them. We're going to need this. We're going to need these guys. We're going to need all the gray parts in this bin. All right. Canopy. Oh, in fact, they tell you Canopy can be slid open in order to get better access to the back of the pilot seat, which is exactly what we need to do. And it looks like what we're doing is, what are we doing? How are we doing this? Are we going to, so I'm going to kind of prepare before we drop these onto the Viper. I think what we're doing is this. I wish they showed a better perspective of what it's going to look like. It might make better sense if they did that. you know what? We're going to do that. We're going to do it like that. I'm not sure it matters much, but we're going to kind of prep the parts off of the Viper, and then we're going to drop them onto the Viper. And that'll help to shorten or lessen the amount of shenanigans when we actually apply them onto the back of the ship. All right, so here we go. So according to that, that's more or less what it's going to look like. Okay, we're going to get that in there and squeeze. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. So now with the canopy closed, that looks pretty much like what's shown in the diagram. Let me turn it around for the benefit of this camera. So here we are. Looking good. Excellent. And that zoomed out way too far. Okay, now we're going to go work on the bottom, the underside. And I think what we're going to start working on here is the doors for the landing gear, which is pretty cool. And we're going to make some sub-assemblies. We only have a few white parts left, so I'm just going to dump them onto the table. Get rid of the bin right now. Okay, and let's see what parts we need for this sub-assembly. All right, so we're going to need to line up a bunch of parts, and then we're going to tie them together with some of these 1x8 flats. So let's grab all the parts we need for this first one. We need a 2x2. And we need a couple of 1x2s on the side. So it's going to look more or less like that. And then we're going to tie them together with this 1x8. Just, I mean, maybe not the best way to do it, but, you know, here we are. There we go. That wasn't so bad. And then we're going to put some more flats on these exposed studs. So I'm going to put a 2x1 flat and a 1x2 flat. 1x2, a 1x1 flat. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so now I have this part, and it wants us to make 2 of these, and I guess it'll be made exactly the same, so let's make that second one. So this goes in the middle, and then the 1x2s go on the side, and they get tied together by the 1x8 flat. There we are. And then we finish them by adding the smaller flat parts, smaller flat plates. I'm not crazy about the fact that the bottom, they're not tied together at the bottom. So they're a little loosey-goosey. But let's see how things go. I'm going to turn the Viper upside down. I'm going to see how it goes. I might have to just support it with my hand. That's probably going to be the best way to go. I'm going to kind of let the nose touch because the nose is fairly strong. And then we're going to clip these onto the inside of the landing gear bay, the rear landing gear. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. And of course the flats are going to face the outside. I already kind of messed this piece up. Let me flatten it out. Yeah. Let me make sure everything's nice and tight. Yeah, see, the tolerances on these parts is a little funny. It's not controlled by another piece at the bottom holding it together. But okay, so you can see what we've done is we've added little mini doors for the landing gear. It swing up and down. They open up, so the landing gear can come out. That's pretty cool. All right, so we finished the bin that we were supposed to finish on Friday. I'm going to swing these out into the closed position for now. We don't have any issues. All right, beautiful. Okay, just making sure all the parts are nice and solidly. And grab the next bin. I'm hoping, hey, Kaz, good. I know I saw that it worked. That's awesome. Yeah, I just had to enable streamer mode. Apparently that was the thing. Things are good. I had to take and make some custom parts to replace what they sent me for. Let me scroll back a bit. So I was supposed to use this part, which is it's supposed to be 2 1/3 bricks tall, but the part they sent me was actually only about 1 1/3 bricks tall. So I just had to kind of make my own. It's kind of a pain. I mean, it wasn't hard. It's just I had to go find parts. So no, so I just took some random parts and I built it. So I took some 2x3 plates, some 1x2 plates, and a 1x2 brick, and putting them together, it worked. Hamilton was amazing. Afterwards, we went out for dinner. We went to IHOP, which is, it's not the craziest dinner, but it was kind of nice. Haven't been out for dinner in a while. So that was really nice. I did catch some of your stream. I threw a little chaos in there. I saw the one chip challenge. That was pretty nuts, buddy. How are you feeling? I saw that you said your tummy was not in the best shape at the end of the night. I think you were at Chad's stream, right? Yeah. I guess that's about the best you can hope for after that chip challenge, huh? It was. It really was. Yeah. I caught some of your stream as we were waiting for our food in the restaurant. Like I said, that's where I dropped the chaos and I saw the one chip challenge, so that was really cool. And then later, when we were all done at home, I was able to settle down for the night and hang out with the dinos, which was nice. All right, I'm looking for some longer flats. Here we go. I may or may. Oh, so I was saying earlier that I'm hoping to raid into Danny's channel later, but I know that she's tired. So I don't know if we're gonna miss her or not. My goal is to stream maybe for a little over an hour longer, and then drop into her channel and just give her a big thank you for everything she's done and for organization, and so just show gratitude. Digging for parts. Tell me about it. She was. I mean, not only did she stream yesterday, but she was being so crazy supportive for the entire day. She is amazing. How's everything with you? You mentioned that your girlfriend was sick, which I was just, I was so sad to hear. I hope she's feeling better. All right, grab some parts. We got a lot of parts for this step. I think what we're working on right now is we're going to be working on the doors that open and close. Okay, I may or may not have a tab open while keeping an eye on Danny. I just laughed because she's got a Vader mask on. we're working on the doors for the landing gear, and so that's where we are at the moment. I'm just trying to grab all the parts for that if I can find them. Why would the 1x3s not be here? They should be here, unless I fail to grab them, which is not out of the realm of possibility. There it is. It was just hiding from me. Okay, and then we need some flat parts, some 1x3s. All right, just digging in the tub to get parts. 4 of these parts. Dude, so many parts. I kind of felt bad that I wasn't able to catch more of the streams because I know there's a lot of amazing content. So many friends streaming. So I was kind of bummed that I wasn't able to catch more, but it was a nice day for me and my daughter. My daughter loves musicals. I love musicals as well. So it was a really nice daddy-daughter time for sure. Okay. I think we got all the parts that we need for this step. Like I said, we're working on the landing gear doors. And so we're going to make a couple of these sleds. So we're going to start with this one. And just like the last step, we're going to have to kind of put some parts together and then drop parts together to tie them. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do that in the back. Let's see, did I get that right? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to drop that there. Here we go. And then we're going to need a couple of these here. Yep. And then a 2x4 in the middle. There we go. Oh, and on this side I needed a 2x3, not a 2x4, which is part of what was confusing me. That makes a little more sense. And then we're going to grab another 1x8 flat, put it there. That kind of ties this whole thing together, which is nice. And then we're going to put some of the smaller flats in. And this 2x1 with a stud. And then another flat. And then on the end, we have this, which isn't tied to this part yet. We need some curved pieces. I love how the Viper's exterior doesn't have any exposed studs. It's so cool. Okay, and then we're going to put this here. Okay, and these are little skid plates to help it slide and to keep it off other parts. So this assembly is complete. And this goes on the underside. There we are. So this is going to go here on the underside. We're going to attach it. Hopefully it won't be too disruptive. I'm going to try to support it from the bottom as I push. There we are. So you can see the doors open and close. When it closes fully, will it close fully? I can't quite see what's going on in that corner. There's something binding in the corner. All right, let me check it out. There we go. It was just binding a little bit. Nothing too bad. So when it's fully closed, that's what it looks like. Nice and clean. Very cool. Let's work on the other door. Set that back down. All right. And the other door is going to be very similar to what we did, just kind of symmetrical, kind of mirror image, right? So we're going to need, there we go. Fantastic. I think because I think turning streamer mode on broke my bot. I have a ME6 bot, and it broke my announcement, my streaming announcement somehow. We'll figure it out later. That's kind of funny. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I need more of those 1x2 flats. Apparently I didn't grab enough. 1x3 flats. These guys. So I need 1 more of those. There it is. All right. Oh, and I don't know if you caught it, Kaz, but we started the community challenge. So for some reason, the community wants to hear me play Shipwreck on stream. They can make me do that. So we shall see. All right. So let's put this on the other side. All right, there we are. And so obviously it's going to go here. I'm going to just lift this up just to clear things out. And that went in really nicely. So that's the rear. This is finished nicely now. See that? And then when we're ready to put the landing gear down, the bay doors open. How far do they open? They open that far, which is pretty cool. Very cool. I'm really enjoying, with the exception of the part issues, I'm really enjoying this build. There we go. Fantastic. Making good progress. Now we're going to work on the landing bay doors for the front. So let's gather a bunch more parts, shall we? I'm going to drop these over here because they're big parts, a little disruptive to finding parts. Make sure to follow Alanna Sterling, Mermaid Unicorn. She is amazing. There we go. So I'm trying to kind of keep the pace, a little faster than I typically go. And the reason for that is I want to make sure I catch Danny. I know she must be tired. So I'm trying to go a little fast. We need a couple of these. So I think that's all the parts we need for this step. We're going to make a couple of parts again. So we'll grab these. So I'm trying to build them in the right orientation. Just like that. Okay, and then the 2x4 goes on this side. The 2x2 goes here. I'm assuming we're going to cover the studs on this plate up somehow at some point. But for now, that's where we are. Or maybe these studs act as a place to grab, which is very possible. And then the underside, we're going to grab the scuff plates. Scuff plates also serve to kind of tie everything together, which is nice. There we go. So that's the part. And let's just assemble it now so we don't confuse ourselves. I'm assuming that it means that it is, as we're looking at the Viper, this is the front of the Viper. I'm assuming that it means it's this side. Looks like it. Looks like it. Based on the, there we go. Beautiful. Nice and flat. Opens nicely. Is it, I feel like maybe that's not fully seated. Give me a sec. There, that's fully seated. So what's happening there is as this part goes over this wedge, there's a wedge here, it starts popping the part out of the hook. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I already kind of tweaked the part. Okay, we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. But for now, we'll leave it closed. That'll do. The canopy should be closed too. Dang it. I should know not to grab there. I just knocked a couple of parts off. That's not gonna help my build time. All right, sorry, I'm just popping the parts on that I dropped. Why are you not going back in? Don't do that to me. There we go. There we go. All right. No touchy. Don't touch that area. All right. Let's build the other assembly. And again, we're going to pay attention to the orientation. Make sure we get parts on the correct side. Danny's sitting down, looking exhausted. Don't know how she does it. I mean, I certainly didn't do Streamfest, and I'm dead tired. I have such a hard time getting up in the morning. I actually intended to start an hour earlier than I did. But here we are. All right, I'm going to grab from this area. Okay, and I'm going to pop the doors on kind of like this because I think that's going to be a little better in general for the build. There we are. So now we can see. Yeah, maybe these are to grab. I don't know. These front doors are a little tricky to open, and it doesn't like that wedge. Let me take the wedge off, in fact, right now. What I'm going to do is take that wedge off. That makes it way easier to open and close in a nice way, and then I'm going to put the wedge back on. Beautiful. Looking good. Oh, are you kidding me right now? Okay. You know what? I'm going to take care of that later. Nobody saw that. All right. And now we're going to work on filling out this blank spot on the underside. So this spot. There we are. And for that, we're going to need some big parts. We need this 4x12 brick and a bunch of 2x4 flat plates. And so we're just going to keep dropping these 2x4s until the whole thing is filled up. We'll take 6 flat plates. Beautiful. There we go. Just going to kind of squeeze all the parts in, make sure we have a nice tight fit. Good, good. And let's put it on the underside. This is going to look really nice. Okay, and I'm going to have to support it just because sometimes the Legos don't want to snap it nicely, but there we are. So that actually came out really beautifully. Look at this. Look how nice that faceted surface is. Nice and smooth. And with the bay doors applied, the whole underside of the Viper is pretty much done. It looks like it's pretty much done. So what are we building now? I'm kind of like peeking ahead. I'm not sure what we're building. So we're building another additional parts for the engine now. So yeah, we've finished the underside of the Viper. Very cool. Danny's showing some art, which is amazing. Love it. Love it. Today's art night. All right. I feel like I don't have that yellow part in this bin. Why don't I have that yellow part in this bin? That's kind of odd. Did I skip some steps? That's a little bit of a concern. We might go Red Danny early. Let me check my last bin. Nope, sure is not in here. I failed to grab some parts, it would appear. Maybe I skipped some steps. Maybe I skipped this page or a couple of pages, which would be a bummer. All right, we're going to do this real time then. We're going to go looking for parts here. Yeah, because I'm missing a bunch of these gunmetal colored parts as well. All right. This is going to be interesting, you guys. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I'm going to set the bin over here. And we're going to do our best to hunt for parts real time. I generally don't like the chaos building route. I'm setting all the bags out on the table just so I can get a good look. There are definitely a lot less parts now stuffed into these bags, so it's easier to see. It's easier to see, but I feel like I haven't seen that 4x6 yellow piece, so I'm a little concerned. Hey, Sato Bricks, welcome in. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate you coming back after that disorganized mess of the last stream. But so if you remember, we had a part that the MOC builder shipped us that was the wrong dimensions. So it was this part, which was only I think at 1 1/3 bricks tall, and so I had to build some custom parts out of plates and bricks to replace it. So we did that. We continued the build. Yeah, exactly. It needed to be 2 1/3 bricks tall, and it was only 1 1/3. So we did that. We finished most of the bottom of the Viper. I think we might add some decorative pieces to some of the studs here. But it's got doors that open and close now for the landing gear, which is really cool. These front landing gear doors are a bit of a pain. I find that taking these wedges off is like the easiest way. But even then, it's not going to want to open. I don't know how we're going to open these, but we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out off stream, and then we'll show you guys next stream the best way to open those up. I'm breaking stuff. So this is one of the things that I didn't like about this part is that these other parts have these scuff plates that tie parts together on the bottom, but these, they have nothing that ties them together on the bottom. So they're kind of floating there, and if you put pressure on them the wrong way, then they pop off just like they did. All right, so let's close this up. Let's put it down. They do. They have these studs here. So I was trying to kind of grab them and pull it, but unsuccessfully. Let me see if I can grab this wedge, take it off, pop off the wedge. Wow, that flew. There it goes. So I can pop it over the wedge that's here in front, but it does that. So let me pop that on. I almost feel like you have to. I almost feel like putting a flat in there, even though the continuity isn't as nice as the wedge. I think putting a flat in there, just a 1x2 flat, might be better. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to close this up, drop this down, and where we are now is apparently I may have skipped this page of instructions when I was sorting bricks, and so I'm frantically searching for this 4x6 yellow part. It's kind of bizarre that I missed that. Let me take a look at the. No, you know what? I didn't. It's here. It was just hidden by everything else. Okay. Let me drop all these bags in because we don't need them right now. And I found a wedge that flew off. All right, let me drop these back over here. So, I don't know if you can see. Can you? Yeah, you can kind of see. You can see the yellow part down here. It's literally under a pile of black parts, black plates. We're gonna have to dig it out. It's a little over 2,600 pieces. So it's definitely a huge build. The biggest one I've done on stream by far. I think before this, the biggest I'd done was the Saturn V rocket. So I'm gonna drop that there for now. All right. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going, an hour and a half to 2 hours per stream. It's definitely a lot. But it takes a lot of days streaming to get it done. Hey, Cute Pie, welcome. Yeah, it uses a lot of Technic parts on the inside, right? So a lot of this engine block structure is Technic parts. A lot of the inside of the main body is Technic parts, so that helps. All right, let's grab some more parts out of the bin. Grab that and put it there. And then we need some special parts. I should have probably done a better job of separating some of these parts that I need. I say in hindsight. Decorated, fantastic. Cute Pie, are you guys expecting any trick-or-treaters where you are? I know where you are is pretty rural. You have a limited display space and having to dust things. Yeah, oh, I know. Oh, you have eczema. Yeah, that's a hard thing. My daughter has sensitive skin as well, and for sure, that is always a battle. There we go. And so what we're doing right now is we're building additional parts for this engine block. And I'm just trying to find them. Is anybody else doing anything fun for Halloween? We, on our end, I think our son, our high schooler, he's finally decided he's not going to go trick-or-treating. Our daughter's still going to go trick-or-treating with her friends. She's younger. And for my part, I think I'm going to be staying home and just handing out candy. I I got my trick-or-treat candy shirt on, ready to greet trick-or-treaters. Are you guys doing anything fun for Halloween? Tell me about it. I'd love to hear. All right. While I track down these wedges. Here's the wedge. There we go. You put the treats outside. Nice, cute pie. Very nice. All right. And the wedges go in this orientation. No Halloween. Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Are you kidding? Sato Bricks. I mean, literally a month ago, I was at the grocery store, and there were Christmas. There was Christmas stuff out, decorations, candy at the grocery store. Candy, decorations, just little knickknacks, plates and cups and what have you. It was crazy. So the stores definitely do try. It's going to be an interesting holiday. There's a lot of concern about the global supply chain and not having enough supply of stuff for the holiday, for the Christmas holiday. It's going to be interesting. Gotta find another one of these 1x2s with the studs on top. I think that's the one that I'm looking for. Some more of these. How's your weekend been? Cute pie? Sato Bricks? Everything good? Done anything fun? On our end, we went to go see the musical Hamilton yesterday. That was really cool. That was a really cool experience. It wasn't the original cast, but it's still super fun and really cool to see in person. Gotta find this part, which maybe I took out. So I'm looking for this one part, which is right here. And it's gonna go right here. There we go. Coming together. And also these little 1x2 faceted parts that I think are really cool. I used some of these on the Saturn V build. They were white, I think, on that one, but I'll show you in a second. As soon as I sort these out, I'm just gonna grab them out of here. They're being temperamental because they're faceted, and if they're right side up inside the bin, they're actually kind of hard to pick up. There we go. So it's this part, and as you can see from the side profile, hopefully it'll focus on my hand. There we go. It's faceted. Pretty cool parts. Did not get wind. Got a big rainstorm. How about today, Cute Pie? You guys gonna get any rain? Any stormy weather? On our end, I think we're expecting a fair amount of trick-or-treaters. People seem like super excited about Halloween this year. I think because last year they didn't get one. So people seem like really excited about it. And interesting, it's kind of interesting the way that the diagram has us placing these clips, has us kind of not at a 90-degree angle. So I kind of place them like that, as shown. All right. And then we're going to grab some of these lightsaber hilts and these these little megaphone spigot parts. I think they're supposed to be spigots. There we go. There we go. Oh, dear God. Sorry, I'm also keeping an eye on our raid target. Down the road, we're gonna raid our good friend Danielle Allard. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on her, make sure we don't miss her. There we are. There we are. Okay, and we're gonna pop these little assemblies in there. We're gonna twist. Maybe I should have made them 90, and then you can rotate them inwards to get the desired effect. Kind of rotate them in, and so you kind of get that effect like that. There we go. Looking good. Oh no, your computer died? That's not good. Sorry to hear that, Cute Pie. All right, so now we're going to take this and we're going to tack some more sub-assemblies on it. Let's go to step 2 first, I guess. And let's grab those parts. So we're going to need some bricks, 1x3 bricks, some 1x4 bricks. Needs charging. I hear that. It's always a struggle, isn't it? Keep your technology charged. That is the modern struggle. Hey, Cute Pie, did you catch any of Streamfest yesterday? So Sato bricks for, you might not be aware, but we're also in another community. We participate in another community in the Twitch Music group, Twitch Music family. And there's a streamer named Danielle Allard, and she organizes a stream fest every couple of months where streamers of all kinds sign up, and it's like 12 straight hours of chaos in the most wholesome way possible. And it's a lot of fun. And so she did that yesterday, and I caught some of it, but because we went to Hamilton, I also missed a lot of it. All right, so here's one of the parts that we need, and then we're going to build the mirror image of that over here. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this, probably like that. Didn't get to do much. I'm sorry to hear that. You had a flare up, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you know, eczema does impact a lot of people, right? Let's see. We're going to connect this clip to the bottom bar here. It's going to be in free space for a little bit until we figure out where it's going to go. There we go. So that's where we are in our assembly. Let's grab some more parts. A couple of 1x4 bricks, a couple of 2x4 bricks, 1x3 bricks. What is this? Oh, that was the end of the music video. I use YouTube for my music, and so that was the end of a music video. Okay, a couple of 1x2 bricks. We're nearly done with this box, really. So let's see. couple of 1x1 bricks, and a couple of 1x1 bricks with studs on the front. There we go. It really is. Yeah, I'm excited. I was just saying a little earlier that there have definitely been some kind of funny peculiarities with the build, but it's been a lot of fun. Did I grab the wrong parts? Oh no, I was just also supposed to grab the parts with the clips as well. There's been some peculiarities with the build, but it's been a lot of fun putting it together. All right, so we've got a 1x1 brick under here, and then a 1x1 with a clip, and then the 1x3, and then the wedge, like that. Yep, and we're going to keep building on top of that. And we're going to take, I think these are called snot, right? Studs not on top, snot parts, these guys. So the acronym is SNOT. I'm not an expert builder in any way, shape, or form. So I'm just kind of an amateur. I've always just kind of enjoyed putting bricks together and seeing stuff come together. All right. So then these will clip onto the other bars if they don't fall apart. Okay. Remember to support that piece when we attach it. There we are. Okay, and then we'll build the other side. Oh, you've never built a Lego set, Moon? Welcome in, Moon. Happy to see you here. Any brick or a stud with multiple studs on the side is a snot brick. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm no expert by any means. I just honestly I heard that term the other day on another Lego stream, and I had to Google it. So I'm relatively new to the Lego community. Legos have always just been a pastime, right? Hobby, but not a serious one, even at that. So, but now I'm kind of more into it, trying to learn more about the community. I started kind of playing around a little bit with a Lego Digital Designer. I think we're probably going to use it to build a couple of things down the road. And says, played with Lego growing up, but it was always freeform, never set. Yeah. That's kind of the experience that I had too, growing up. Really not much in the way of sets, just a bunch of kind of Lego freeform building. All right, so we've got this little assembly, and it's coming together. And we're going to keep going. And what we're working on now is more of this rear engine housing area. We need 4 of these. There we go. Sato Bricks, with your knowledge of Lego building, I'm a little surprised you don't stream. You seem to be super knowledgeable, which is cool. And honestly, I'm here, just to chat with some friends and kind of therapeutically build Legos and listen to some music, support some of my Twitch music friends. All right, and so now we're going to tie these pieces together. And I think these top ones are the ones that are a little flexible because they there on the longer bar. I'm going to slide that and try to snap this in without breaking the whole thing. It's pretty fussy, I gotta say. It's pretty fussy. Oh boy. This brick didn't want to snap. Come on. This is a pretty fussy step. You can't rotate it to get a better. Oh, maybe you can. Maybe you can. I can rotate it this way. No, then the vent pieces interfere. There we go. So if I squeeze that together, wow, I just popped that off. That's okay. We can always pop that on. That's not a big deal. You squeeze that together, and then maybe if I do it the other way, you take this angled 1x2, pop it there, and then try to pop it onto there. I think we got it. That is really tight and really fussy. Let me show you in a second. It's actually bowing in the section where it's connected, which is not, makes me a little nervous. Okay, let me kind of squeeze a bit. So you can see it's kind of bowing from the pressure and tolerance is there. Makes me a little nervous, but you know, it's in there now. We'll see. Can't stream, unfortunately. It's comp. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Totally. Yeah, this is recreational for me. So any income made from the stream here for me is it just goes back into the stream. And so maybe bigger streamers like Jang make more money off of it, but for me, it's purely a labor of love, so to speak. That's part of the reason that I don't stream more often is that, here we go. All together, that was a little scary. That's part of the reason that I don't stream more often is I have a full-time job. You have your own Discord where you, oh, nice. Stream working on Bricklink Studio, help people learning. Nice, that's awesome. Very cool. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to kind of hop on and see what you do, if that's okay with you. Whisper me the link. I'd love to join if you're okay with that. All right, let's grab some parts, and we're gonna put some of these together. We're gonna tie some of these parts together and make a nice solid box, I think. I'm trying to be careful and not break anything here. Oh, nice. MOC consultancy. Nice. There we go. And then this goes all the way across the back and ties that together. And the flats go here. Beautiful. Trying to grab in the places that are most supported so I don't pop things off as I'm trying to squeeze and tighten stuff down. Okay, we'll need that and a couple of 1x2 plates. And we're going to put them here like this. Get that in there nice and tight so you don't have problems with tolerances later. I think, you know, just from, let's not get it, that's popping off already. Just from previous experience, I feel like not putting bricks in together tightly causes a ton of problems in terms of, come on, I know you, man, this part is killing me right now. There we go. Oof, so tight. It just like wants to pop off. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. I will have a look at that post stream. I was just saying that I feel like sometimes when you don't tighten parts down, that often causes problems in building Legos, right? Because of the tolerances, the looser you keep the parts, the more tolerance issues you run into down the road. All right, so we're gonna put these here, and these have studs on the bottom. Hopefully everything's aligned more or less the way it should be. And it looks like this part, let me turn it around so you can see in this camera. Already knocked that part off. We'll put that back on later. That part's fussy. There we go. So the bottom of this will sit on this rail. So I'm going to slide that in there somehow. Yep. Yep. Okay, and then down. And we're going to give it a little squeeze. But before we squeeze, I'm going to pick it up. Yep. Yep. This whole part down here is super fussy. Okay, that's fine. That's easy to put on. It also comes off easily. This part that's bowing. There we go. I'm popping parts off the bottom section. That's fine. Really easy to fix. Okay. Popping parts off that assembly. There's a little sub-assembly. I'll show you in a second. There's a little sub-assembly for another one of the engine parts down here. And that's what I've been popping parts off of. We'll put that back on later. That's not a big deal. Well, in fact, we'll leave it off. Very cool. So now we've got that nice chunky engine block there. And we're going to drop some more parts on it so we can attach stuff later. So we'll need this pin. We'll need some bricks. If I can find them. We'll need one of these. And I need one of these 1x2 bricks with a hole on the side. Which I'm not finding here, but maybe I put it in a different bin. It's quite possible. Oh, here it is. It's hiding from me. And then I need a gunmetal colored 1x2 with a cross on top. And we're going to attach everything to the pin. So we're going to take the cross black part and run it all the way to the back of the pin. This particular pin has a little, it's got a head on it. In fact, I'm going to use that to my advantage and push it down. There we go. Wow. Not sure I would have been able to do that without having to leverage it like that. That's pretty crazy. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. There we go. A little more. Okay. And then this part kind of goes on the end somehow. I'm kind of seeing how. Oh, so it's not actually attached to this, but it will go here. And so these guys get attached to the end, like so. And then this is attached. Oh, I think we do have to kind of put them together and then set them down. That pin head kind of keeps it attached loosely. Then we're going to grab some regular 1x2 bricks. Only one of them. And we're going to add it to the back. A 1x3 gunmetal, a couple of those. There we go. Just dropped it. Let me try not to run it over. Wow, that went far. All right. I am back. All right, and then we'll add these parts to the end. You can already see, I mean, just the way that we're building it up. The rear end of the Viper, I mean, if you're familiar with it, it is a beefy, large part. So still building a lot of structure. All right. And I should have put those 1x1 bricks in a separate bin because they're teeny tiny. Trying to find them in this bin with other parts is not fun. There we go. Don't need that one yet. Okay, this ties all these 2x1s together. Make a little T part with the 1x1s. Beautiful. All right. Grab this 2x3 brick and a 1x4 brick. We'll continue making that T taller. So now the T is nearly on the same level as this part. It looks like, there we go. It looks like this part is going to be cosmetic, right? So this is going to be external. This is probably going to, one of the engine pods is probably going to attach onto that. Pretty cool. All right, some more gunmetal parts, including a couple of these cosmetic 1x2s with curves on them. There we are. Kind of like using the camera to gauge if I'm putting these things on correctly, because I can't see so well on that side. Okay. We're going to leave, we're going to leave a 1x2 space on this brick. I'm having such trouble with these 1x2 curved parts today. Beautiful. And then we're going to grab a bunch of these gunmetal 1x2s. I'm sure they're in here, and they are. They're just like hidden by other parts. That makes 3. I need 4. There's the 4th one. And we're going to put them right here. And with this part, it's going to put it on the same level as these parts back here. I'm sure we're going to tie stuff together momentarily. Beautiful. Let's give it a good squeeze. Okay, now it's asking us to flip the Viper around. I'm actually not going to flip it around. It's actually already in the orientation that it's showing. But I am going to need 3 of those parts, which are right here. 1, 2, and 3. These 1x2s with bars on the side. Oh, there we go. And if I am looking at this correctly, I'm kind of curious how this third one's supposed to go, because there's no bricks here to attach to. So that's a little funny, right? Because I see that these parts attach here. But right now, this third one is kind of sitting here in space. Let me shift it a little bit so you can see. There is literally nothing here. Nope, you still can't see that. There you go. There's nothing here to attach it to. Okay, I'm going to kind of set that down for a second. And let's take a look at the next step. And okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to tie it together with this 2x6 plate. So that makes a little more sense. And I'll just pre-attach it. Okay. And now that we've pre-attached that, I'm going to squeeze that down carefully. And now everything's attached. Excellent. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to flip the Viper around just so I get a better, you know what? You can see it pretty well over here. I'll do that. I'll leave it like that. So I'll put these first 2 here. And then I'll leave the third one off and I'll attach it with the 1x6 plate. I assume we're going to do exactly the same thing. Yep, here's the plate that we need. I just need the other part. Just need to find the other part. Here it is. Okay, and the other part is going to go here. And then we're going to attach this whole thing right there. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to flip back to this side. And we're going to make a pretty good size assembly here. Honestly, I think I'm just going to grab parts because this sub-assembly involves a lot of parts. So this is a 1x10, and it looks like we're adding a 1x6 to the side. We're going to add a couple of 1x3s, and they're going to stick out this side a little bit. There we go. And then another 1x3. No, I did that wrong. This part goes here. And another 1x3. And another clip. And yet a third clip offset by 1 stud. So that's step 2. And then we're going to need a couple of light gray studs. And the light gray studs go here and here. Okay. Okay. And for this, we're going to need a 1x3 black. But we've rotated the part this way. So 1x3 black goes here. We need a flat stud part, black. I guess it's not a stud, right? It's a flat round part. Flat round 1x1 is what it would be. And then we need some curved 1x2s, we'll need a total of 3 in this step. 3. Okay, and then we're gonna put them on here. They'll capture the studs. And then the third one, I'm gonna put here like this. That did not want to stay. Like I said, I'm having kind of a tough time with these 1x2 curved parts today. It's been a little funny. Okay, so far looks pretty good. Looks just like our diagram. And then we're going to take some of these 1x2 wedged vent parts, which are really cool parts. I love these. So we're going to take 3 of these. This is my, the music is my good friend Kelaska, who I also mod for. He's a really cool, chill music streamer. I encourage you to check her out if you get a chance. Check her link out in my about page, or just scroll down a little bit and you see her link. All right, so let's put these vents on, and these vents go in between the curved parts. So I expect that this will be partially cosmetic. Okay. This part is a little fussy. It feels a little loose because there's really not much tying it together. There we go. So looking good. Looking good so far. We're going to flip it around. I'm going to add some more parts over here. So we need a 1x2 and a 1x4. I'm just going to attach the 1x4 beforehand. Then drop it on like that. Now we'll need a 1x2 wedge vent and a couple of 1x2 regular vents. And the wedge vents go laterally, the same orientation as these vents. And then the other wedge vent that we get is going to go perpendicular to that. Make sure I put it in the right spot. So there we are, looking good. We again flip it around, and we're going to drop this antenna part on here. So it's this guy, little antenna. Facing that way. And then we're going to flip the whole thing upside down and orient it this way. And we're going to put some parts on. We're going to need a couple of these 2x2 rounds stacked together. And then one scuff pad on it. Oh, but this is the wrong. No, that's the right kind of scuff pad. Yeah. They always kind of confuse me a bit. There we go. I was putting it on the wrong side. And so the scuff pad, or this little subassembly, goes all the way on the end, just like that. And then a second black scuff pad right next to it, right here. Right there, just like that. So that's where we are. All right. And this whole assembly, I'm going to put right here. So we're going to zoom way in, make sure we do this right. Hopefully we won't mess up. I mean, we got the three clips attaching to the 3 bars. And so if we just give a little vertical pressure, everything should clip in nicely. It's always scary putting pressure on parts when they're being fussy. Why do I feel like this is not clipping in? Man, this is not cooperating. I'm a little scared to push this. Okay, here we go. That's one. There we go. There's the other two. Whew. That was a little scary. I'm not going to lie. Did I break any pieces off? No, not this time. Good. All right. So I'm assuming we're going to do the same thing on the other side. This might be the last step. We're kind of running down on time, and I want to try to visit our friend Danny. So let's see how we do. And kind of see if we can go a little faster now that we know kind of sort of what we want to do. So we need some 1x3 parts like that. Speaking of our friend Danny, this is one of her songs. She is a super talented musician. Really, like, probably the kindest person I know. Crazy. She is. I admire her so much. Also, for those of you, oh nice, say hi to Michelle for me, Cute Pie. For those of you that aren't aware, we've started a community challenge, and if you're so inclined, you can make me sing one of Danny's songs on stream in the future. So if you look down by the point redeems, by the channel point redeems, you can click on where the channel point redeems are, and you'll see that there's a challenge to make me sing a song called Shipwreck. If you're so inclined. So if you want to make me do something scary, I've never sung a song in public before. If you want to make me do something scary, you can do that. All right. I'm going to continue dropping parts on here. Yep. Then we need this 1x1 flat round. Goes right there. Two. And three. And these get mounted here and here, the other way. They said they're coming maybe next week, but they said hello. Nice. Is Michelle with them? Cute Pie? Michelle is a childhood friend of mine. Haven't seen her in a super long time. Kind of grew apart, but, not for any, negative reason. We just kind of went separate ways. One. Grab a couple. I need 3 of these wedged vent parts. I'm going to put in between here. Let me get even closer to this camera. Yep. Okay. There we are. And we'll drop some more pieces on. We're going to need these guys. I feel like... No, this is right. I was about to say I feel like I made a mistake in building, but no, this is correct. Mom says happy Halloween. Oh, say happy Halloween to them for me as well. I appreciate that. I hope we can talk later. By the way, Cute Pie, have you seen our new emote, our Pog emote? I'm pretty proud of it. And our friend Linnea Wallenarts did an amazing job with it. Why don't you spam it in chat, Cute Pie? All right, and then we're going to add some more of these 2x2 round parts. We'll need a couple of these and a couple of these. This is going to go upside down, obviously. This is the correct orientation. I'm always so worried about like putting things in the wrong orientation and then putting stuff together. All right, good. So we've put it together, and obviously this is going to go on the opposite side of the Viper. So we're going to have to flip the Viper around. All right, let's go. Try to angle it so you can see it decently from this side. Let's see. Let's put it there. Okay, so this is going to go here. Just lining up the hooks, the clips. I'm going to give it a push. Man, that is in there. Tight. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oof. I'm worried about putting that much pressure on the parts. I worry that they'll just like explode on me. All right, and now we're going to put some of these cool cosmetic white parts on here. All right, so we're going to just pull them all out. We're going to need all of these. These are really interesting cosmetic parts. Pretty different. You don't see them in a ton of builds, but Technic parts, as you can see. All right, and we're going to need a couple of black dowels. Beautiful. A couple of white 1x2 or 1x1 rounds, flats. And a couple of these gray dowels with studs on the end. All right, got what we need. Let's see how we attach these, yeah? Oh, there's a little arrow. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to take these shorter pieces in this kind of orientation and stand them up like that. I'm going to put the black dowels on top. You can't see so well, huh? You can't see so well here. Swivel this a little bit. You can see. There we go, like that. And then we're going to put them in like this, I think. Like that. Yep, looks right. Nope, is that right? Yep. Maybe. Maybe. That may be right. Yeah, that looks right. So, because if I zoom in, I can see that it's attached to this one, and there's a little corner piece sticking out, which is the correct way to go. All right, let's look at step 4. Okay, and these gray pieces go here. We're going to like stick that through there. And I think this is just meant to cap the non-cosmetic section of this with the limitations of our Lego parts. All right, these are kind of the limitations of our Lego parts. All right, and then we're going to put these onto the rear of our Viper. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it around so you can see a little better as I struggle to put these on. All right. All right, so this is the part that will go on this side, and I'm just trying to like figure out how they're going to go. So if I'm looking at this correctly, we're going to try to use this piece, which is here, and there's a couple of dowels sticking out of it to attach it. So I am going to use that as my guide. Beautiful. That went on really nicely, really easily, which I appreciate. All right. Come on, come on, come on. This part is not going in as nicely. support it from the back. There we go. That's nice. Okay, so let's take a look at the cosmetics. So that looks really cool. That looks really cool. We're getting ready to put that top wing on, huh? This is exciting, you guys. I know, this is kind of silly, kind of geeky, but exciting. You saw Abby for a little bit, but fell asleep, did not wake up until 8. Argos woke up. He was whining, yeah, you know. That's cool. How's Abby? I didn't get to catch much for stream last night. Abby is another friend of our stream, and she's a super kind person. She is a music therapist. Such a good sense of humor. So really love hanging out in her stream. All right, let's see if we can get this right. Yeah, we're getting a couple more snot bricks, and this snot brick is going to go that way, and then the 1x1 snot brick goes this way, and we just get a regular 1x1 brick that goes in the middle. Good. So far, so good. We're going to add a 2x2 corner piece down here. And this really interesting like ladder part. I just knocked everything down on that side. I have no idea where I sent that piece flying. How about we do it on this side? It's a really interesting ladder part. And it's going to be facing this way. You don't know how long she streamed, but you felt, oh, that's fair. That's fair. It was late. It was late for you, Cute Pie. That was like, I think she finished up after midnight for you. They're definitely late. And then a 1x2 brick here. Beautiful. And then we're going to touch this up with some cosmetic parts, which is this 1x3 curved brick part, which is going to go here. And then a 2x1 flat, which goes behind it. There we go. Easy peasy. Step 7. We're going to flip this whole thing around, and on the bottom, it says it wants us to add a plate in that orientation, but that doesn't quite make sense. It's not going to stay there in that orientation. Did I miss something? No, I didn't. This is correct. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's going to tie it together somehow down the road. Okay, I'm going to pretend that it's tied together. I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to build on top of it. Okay, you kind of hear Danny laughing on the side. I might or may not have a window open. I'm going to mute her. I was listening to her earlier. Your eye was hurting, so you went to sleep. Oh, I'm sorry your eye was hurting. That's hard. All right, add some more snot bricks. Again, snot brick facing down, a 1x1 snot brick facing up, and a regular 1x1 brick in the middle. And then another 2x2 corner, oriented this way. And then another one of these weird ladder looking parts, like that. So when we, put them next to each other, that looks right. But obviously they don't attach yet. I think we're probably going to do that in a step up coming up. We'll find out. And then a 1x2 brick. underneath like that. We'll need this curved 1x3 brick. There we go. And then a flat 1x2 to finish that off like that. Beautiful. That's step 12. And in step 13, we're going to tie them together, as I speculated. So we're going to kind of set it like that. I'm going to take a 1x2 brick and a couple of these 2x1s. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-assemble this, and then we're going to attach one, and then attach the other. So there we go. So now it stays together. If I don't throw it. There we go. All right, and then we're going to put some interesting cosmetic pieces. It's really everything that's left for our bin. Don't roll away, don't roll away, don't roll away. All right. And so let's see how we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to make the subassembly first. So we're going to put these black studs, and these black studs, you can see they have a hole in the middle, right? And I just want to see in what orientation we're going to put them, because sometimes you need to put them in a certain way. Okay, so the stud part facing inward. Okay, and that's going to be more or less in the middle. I mean, mine isn't yet, but it will be. Okay, more or less right. And then we're going to add these barrel parts. And they're actually going to snap into the bottom of those studs. Good, good. Beautiful. And then we're going to add the lightsaber hilts to the bottom with the flowery part facing outward. Good. So that part facing outward. Fantastic. Okay, so now we have our subassembly. Now we're going to clip it in. Okay, and there we go. Here we have the full assembly. I'll put it up here for you too. It's a nicer camera. Okay, and then we're going to drop this whole assembly right behind the pilot. This is going to be kind of like the intake for the engine, right? I wish it showed a better placement for that. That like really gives very little indication about where that's supposed to sit. Okay. And I'm not sure how you're supposed to like get it in there. Let's see. Maybe if I raise that, I slide it in. Ah, yeah, that's the way to do it. Okay. So just based on the dimensions, oh my gosh, I already broke it. Okay, just based on the dimensions, I'm feeling like it goes here. I'm going to pick up the Viper, support it from the bottom, and give a good squeeze downwards. Maybe we should have put this in before we put these wing parts in, because this is kind of a pain. I'm sure there was a reason that we didn't. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually decouple these. I think that's going to work out better for us. Yep, sure did. And then I'm going to put that part that couples them back on. Okay. Yeah, that was much easier. That was much easier. So I think that's where we're going to land for today. This is very cool. Success, guys, success. We've made it through a lot. And I think for the next couple of streams, we're actually going to continue. We're going to build out the wings, right? So we're going to start with the top wing and then the other two diagonal wings. And that's going to be really cool. This is, let me pick it up. Let me spin it around. You know what I can do is I can fix these if I remember how they go. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing that out. So I remember this going this way. That doesn't go here. This is going to go in the middle. Yep. And then this is going to go here. Yep. Beautiful. Okay. And then these two wedges are for the landing gear. We'll put that on later. But let me lift this up a touch just so you can get a good look at the rear. So the rear is looking pretty beefy, right? The sides are coming together, right? So we finished a good chunk of the engine block. We finished the landing gear housing, and I think we're going to go on a raid. So let me switch over to our end credit scene. I'm not sure if we had any actionable things, but you know, I guess I just want to thank everybody for stopping in. I also wanted to point everybody to I guess, yeah. So we didn't have any additional follows or subscriptions. Grumpy, thanks for stopping in, buddy. Yeah, we're stopping in. Let me flip back to the other scene. You can see where we are. We've made awesome progress today. We built a ton of this engine block part. We built the covers for the landing gear, which open and close. So open and close, right? And then this is the one for the front. We reassembled some parts that we broke off in the process. Yeah, but it's all coming together really nicely. So I'm pretty pleased with the process, with the progress that we've made today. And so so we will we'll pick it up again later this coming week. I try to stream Thursday or Friday evenings, and then Saturday, Sunday mornings, kind of depending on how things look with work, family. And so, as I planned, we're going to go visit our friend Danny. She is currently doing some art on her stream. She normally does music, but on Sundays she takes a break. She takes it a little easy because it's, especially today, after the crazy stream fest that we had yesterday. So we're gonna go visit her. So let's copy. Let's see if I got the raid call. Did I fix the raid call? I have not fixed the raid call yet. So let's do this. Let me modify this raid call. In fact, how am I going to do this? I want to thank Danny for Streamfest. Let's see. How are we going to thank her? Let's give her Danny is amazing. So the other problem that I have is I haven't set up a sub raid. I didn't set up a separate sub raid call. Let's do this. Let's just use our regular one. For those of you who don't have subs yet, let's use that. Give me a second. I'm just preparing it for you. For those of you who don't have subs, please use that. And for those of you who do have subs, let me modify that. Let's use, I'm getting it ready. Sorry for the kind of dead air. So let's use this for our subraid. We're going to go visit our friend Danny, as I mentioned. Right, Danielle Allard. I know, right, Sato? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I think it'll look good once we got all the engine parts on here. But I think it came together pretty well, right? So I already popped a piece off back here that I wasn't supposed to. You know what? I'm just going to throw it over there for now. I think when it comes together, it'll look really nice. And from the front, it definitely gives that impression of, you know, an intake behind the cockpit, and we're going to have a wing sitting on top. So I think it'll all be finished off quite nicely when we get there. So, all right, let's go on this raid. Again, thank you everybody for coming. Thanks, Grumpy, for stopping in. Even if you can just come in for a couple of minutes, really appreciate it. And let's go see Danny. All right, see you there. Copy those raid calls. When you get there, be sure to give her a follow if you're not already, and say hi. All right, see you there. Thanks for coming. Bye.